Good evening. It is Monday night at 6 p.m. Eastern, and that means it's time for another episode of Small Biz Highlight. My name is Tiffany, and I am your host. I don't know if I'm ever going to get used to that intro. I love it. I always start bopping my head. I don't know if you guys do too, but I do all the time. Hello, good evening, everyone. As I said, my name is Tiffany Roman. I'm so excited to be here tonight. Another episode of Small Biz Highlight. Gosh, episode 84. It's just crazy to me how many episodes I've done so far. It just doesn't feel like it's been that many, and it's just been a wild ride. So I'm really excited with how things have been going, really excited for how things are going to go. The future is just lovely, let me tell you. First and foremost, we are live with StreamYard. So those of you who are catching us live for the first time, little tidbit. If you'd like to leave a comment, please do, by the way, because I put comments on the screen while we're live. But if you'd like to leave a comment, we'd love to know what your name is and see your picture so we can, match it up and see who you are. To make sure that we can do that, you've got to hit www.streamyard.com/Facebook just to give Facebook and StreamYard permission to talk to each other. It is in the description of the video, but I am copying and pasting it into the comments as well so that you have easy access to it. All right. So as I always start my episodes, 2021, this is your year. No matter what your dreams are, your aspirations are, no matter what your goals are, no matter what you have planned to do with yourselves, you're going to get it done. I am professing it for you. We had such a wild ride last year, and I've just been on this rampage to just promote nothing but good vibes for the whole year of 2021 and updating it with WON. Come on now, one. It's so epic. I'm not gonna lie, I stole it off of a commercial. I don't remember what commercial it was, but I'm still gonna keep it and keep rolling with it. Just hope I don't get in trouble. Oh goodness. Digital TV show updates. Okay, so I don't really have a whole lot to tell you guys right now, other than it's coming soon. I know I've been saying that for probably close to half a year now. Wait, yeah, it's been over half a year now, but it's getting there, guys. I have 4 episodes into the network. I need 2 more, and I'm going to get my start date, and then I can officially start telling you guys how to catch it, where to catch it, how to view it, how to share it. I am so excited. It's such an amazing adventure to take the web show and up it a notch to where I'm educating future entrepreneurs, not just bragging about my friends with businesses. So stay tuned. Please stay tuned. So talking about friends with businesses. So it's crazy how I don't actually talk a whole lot with people who want to get scheduled on the show. I've automated it to the point where, if someone's interested in being a guest, they can schedule themselves on my calendar. I do the steps from there and we go live with each other. It's so crazy how the last couple weeks I have been back to back with people who actually know each other. So a few weeks ago, I had my friend Mac, who then I introduced you to my friend that made his epic website. Come on now. Then last week, I introduced you to Jabet from Rock Your Month. Guys, if you don't know about Choate, you need to go find her episode. I'm telling you, you need to hear what she's doing, especially the women. All right. So, she took something that is probably the most annoying part of every woman's month and made it that much less complicated. We always forget to get our monthly supplies, and she made it super easy and made it a mail service. Anyways, I'm not going to go more into details with that, but just to remind you, she did give a code of 25% off your first order if you put in code SMALLBIZ. So don't forget that. Watch the episode. I bring her up because I mentioned we have a mutual friend that we met each other through, and it just so happens that tonight I'm introducing you to that mutual friend. So tonight I have the pleasure to introduce you to Joshua. Let me do my clicking here so he can get on screen. Give me 1 second. Why is my banner not on? Oh, because our there we go. Boom. Gotta love technology. Hi, Josh.
Hello, Tiffany.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. Excited to be here.
I'm so glad to have you here. I mentioned when I was interviewing Jabet that we met during a networking event. Shout out to Tess Christy out there. If you don't know anything about her and you're in Central PA, you need to find out about her.
Yes, you do.
It's a lot of fun. Her networking events are always great, very laid back, and just opens it up for you to just create connections versus, boring each other with the same things every week. Or just not doing networking at all. I've been to networking events where there's just like no networking at all. People are just there to drink, or people are there just to eat or something, and then they leave. Like, I don't get that. But anyway, I'm blabbering. Let's get to the point here. So, Josh, thank you so much for taking time out of your extremely busy schedule to be here. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Before we get into your business and how you can help small businesses, let's just start out by introducing yourself. Who are you?
Absolutely. I'm Joshua. I'm Joshua Chaote. I grew up in Buffalo and joined the military, moved down to Delaware for a little bit when I was in the Air Force, and that's where I met my now wife. And now we're here in Central PA. So I'm a father of two young boys who are rambunctious. So I apologize if at some point in the episode you hear them screaming in the background. But they're boys all through and through. And
they've heard my kids plenty of times through my episodes, so nobody else can nobody else minds.
Yeah, huge Bills fan, and I also like disc golfing on the weekends and doing some photography every once in a while. So that's kind of me in a nutshell.
Oh wow! Well, thank you for your service.
And you as well, Tiffany. For those who don't know.
Yes, thank you. No, I that's part of the reason why I always make sure I definitely say thank you for your service, because I feel like that would be very disrespectful for someone who served to not thank somebody else. Definitely would not want somebody to call me out on that. So boom. No. But honestly, thank you for your service. Goodness, you moved here, our father and whatnot, and now you have this like epic business. This sounds so complicated, but it also sounds so much fun. So your business is called CourseVector. Can you tell us a little bit more about what CourseVector is about?
Absolutely. So yeah, you mentioned I'm an owner. I'm a part owner, so it's me and three other. Basically, we're family at this point, so it's great working with them. But what we do here at CourseVector is our niche is small business, and we try to make the web accessible to small business through web design, web hosting, digital marketing. If it has anything to do with websites, we're able to help you out. And that's kind of our specialty there. And like I said, we approach the market a little bit differently than some others, is that we try to make it as affordable as possible for those small businesses, because we know running a small business is not the easiest thing in the world. And funds can be limiting at times. So we're there to help, and we're there to help you grow.
That's so cool. And what are some of the things that you do provide to help small businesses grow?
Absolutely.
In the technology sense.
Mm-hmm. So typically it's a lot of people come to us with no knowledge of websites at all. And which is, true, unless you're living and breathing in this,
Oh, absolutely.
in this topic every day, it's difficult. And so we try to, use the language that you're going to understand. And if you don't, we're there to help you out. We have a very thorough, web design worksheet is what we call that we have our clients fill out before they start, just to make sure that we're on the same page. And then moving forward, of course, our goal is always to make sure that you're going to see that return on investment, whether that be through some SEO or Facebook ads, Google ads, whatever the case may be there. SEO is very much our specialty when it comes to marketing. For those of you who are listening who are not familiar with that term, it stands for search engine optimization, which essentially means it's things that we do to your website, and not just your website, but offsite as well, that essentially improve your business's visibility in search result pages. So when someone goes to Google and searches for pressure washing company in Harrisburg, we do things to your website to help boost you up in those rankings. That way you're on page one. Because let's be real, when you're searching around on the internet for a specific service or restaurant, how many of you ever go to page two? And I'm going to say that probably none of you. And that's where and that's what we do, is that we help with that, to help you, get seen across the web when people make those searches. And typically these leads are very, very hot because they're searching for your specific service already, which means that they're ready to buy, these customers. So being there and visible in front of them when they're making these searches is so vitally important.
What do you think the biggest misconception is about SEO?
With SEO, the biggest misconception is that there's a lot of different types of strategies out there, whether that be backlink building or page optimization, is that not one shoe fits everybody there. Each business is so different. There's businesses where even unless they have a multi-million-dollar budget or multi-thousand-dollar budget, where SEO might not make sense for them. And we're not afraid. We're not going to, as CourseVector, we try to be in, we use I'm an Air Force veteran, so is my business partner, and so is one of our employees. So we try to use that integrity first and service before self, that type of ethics and morals. We try to use that when we're, out, approaching businesses. We're not going to sell you something that you don't need. So, but the one size shoe fits all, it's not the case. Every single client that we have that works with us for SEO, their marketing plan is so different. There's even ones in similar fields can be very different because it all depends on the competitiveness of their market, what specific niche they're trying to hit, what customer base they're trying to hit, etc. So yeah, there's a lot there.
You always see those advertisements and stuff for companies on Facebook that say, "We got you. We guarantee page one," or whatever. Yes. What is it that is different about them versus what you're able to do for businesses?
Absolutely. That actually is one of the misconceptions. Another one is that any company that goes out there and says, "Hey, I'm going to get you on page one, I guarantee it," I'm not going to say it's impossible to do, but those type of guarantees can be very unrealistic. And the reason for that being is markets change. Google's algorithm changes every single day. Competitors start coming in. That changes every day. So it's what you should look for when you're out shopping around for an SEO company is, are they results driven? And that's another thing too, is that how are they results driven? Because I can guarantee anybody that I can be on page one for a keyword that no one is searching for. That's no problem. But here's the problem, is that no one's searching for that keyword. So you got to make sure that the keywords that are being guaranteed increases, or whatever the case may be, that there's actually search traffic for them. Because you don't want your marketing company going after a keyword like pressure washing in Harrisburg if only 5 people are searching for it each month, because your return on investment there is going to be nothing. So it really depends. Like I said, it's so highly dependent on each company's business, their specific market, how much competitors they have, and so on.
So if someone were to reach out to you for help with all of this and whatnot, what is usually the process? Is there like a free consultation as such or something like that to start it all off and then go from there?
Absolutely. That's actually exactly what we do. So we offer a free SEO analysis. All we need is your URL. That's it. And what your goals are, just so we can make sure that, we have a little bit of an understanding. And what we'll do is we'll run it through a lot of our tools that we have, your website, run this through a lot of the tools that we have. And from there, we'll actually have one of our SEO specialists go through and manually make comments on each of the findings in these reports. It takes us about 2 hours to run. So we do always ask, when you do submit these, to be a little bit patient. It take about 5 business days to run. But after that, and that after that complete analysis, we use, like I said, we use a bunch of third-party tools. When we're finished with it, we will provide you with advice and what an SEO campaign would look like. And then from there, you can decide, okay, I think I can do all this stuff on my own. Have at it. Or, oh, no, I really need help with that. And that's what we're here for.
What exactly is an SEO campaign like? What does it consist of?
Absolutely. So it consists of, SEO campaigns consist of backlink building, page optimization, speed optimization of your website. We basically take Google's algorithm, what's known about it. Like I said, it changes every day and it's not public anywhere, what the algorithm actually is. So what we do is we take the information that we know to be true from things that we've done already in the past on other sites. What is going to be effective? So we take all that knowledge and we essentially build a checklist out of, okay, we're going to do this, 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 and this. And we prioritize those. So let's say somebody's website speed is really, really bad. That's going to be priority number one, because anything that you do to the website, you can optimize it perfectly. But Google's not going to send any traffic your way because it takes too long for your website to load. And Google's all about improving the user experience for their users. So you have to think in the eyes of Google. Is Google going to want to send somebody to a very slow website? No. So we run through a checklist essentially that we create. We have our marketing team go through. We brainstorm with each other and figure out the best solution for that. And then, of course, we send it to the client and be like, hey, this is what we're going to do. And then they usually approve and say, rock on. So
what are the types of things that would make a website load really slow? Is it just too much stuff on it? Or is there other things involved with it?
A lot goes into that. So one of the biggest ones, though, and this is, again, one of our other services, is web hosting. Web hosting can play a major factor. Some of the big box hosting companies, I'm not going to mention them, but I'm sure you can think of what they are. What they like to do is so most hosting on the web is what's called shared hosting. So essentially, it's your website being on the same server as others, and you're all sharing the resources of that server. What a lot of these big box hosting companies do, because they're trying to squeeze every single penny out of that, is to load these servers up with thousands of websites, which there's a lot of negative that goes, there's a lot of cons that go with that. The pros for them is that they're going to be more profitable because they're putting more websites on a server and they're squeezing the most out of every penny. The cons with that, though, are passed on to the customers of that server, because when you're sharing a server with multiple hosting or multiple websites, you're all sharing those same resources. It's like having multiple tabs across your internet. It's going to start slowing down once you reach more. They'll put thousands of websites on it. That's where we kind of differ with our hosting, is that we limit our servers for the most part to about 100, 125 websites, just to make sure that the server remains that the server remains at a place where everybody on that server is going to receive fast loading times. That's one of the factors. That's just one. Wow. Of course, how the website's built. That's another factor. Okay. And then what type of things are used in conjunction with how the website's built. So caching plugins, for example, which is kind of like your website or your browser caching. If you go to Facebook, click off of it, and go back to Facebook right away, it's caught in your browser cache. It'll load really quickly that second time. Kind of the same thing with your website as well. So we do that. We do caching on our websites. We also optimize images for speed, and we also optimize the code that's actually on the website. So we minify essentially a lot of the JavaScript and CSS and HTML that make up a website. We basically make those files a little bit smaller to be able to load quicker. So a lot that goes into it. It's pretty technical, and I'm trying to make it easy to understand, but yeah.
Like, this just seems like it's a never-ending loop of just stuff that you have to look into. I can understand now why it takes you so long to get back to someone to give them the best picture possible of what they could be
Exactly.
doing. Goodness. Jeez. Oh, well, thank you so much for, answering the questions, giving us some, because you always hear about it. You always see things posted, like I said, on Facebook and stuff about people who have the, the secret, the secret to
Yep.
it or whatever. You know, I would definitely caution anybody who may be interested in those things to just be careful because
Absolutely.
they may have your best interests at heart, but it's also something being put on Facebook rather than somebody like Josh that you could put a face to a name and a location where you can find him in case something goes
Yeah, you can
wrong.
find me and beat down my door and be like, "Hey, why is my?"
That's the beauty of small businesses out
It
here
is.
and anywhere in the world that if you have a problem, you can go directly to the source. You don't have to go through all these loopholes to find the source. So he definitely knows what he's talking about, obviously, because he could explain it in so much ease and whatnot. So if you are struggling, if you are upset with the fact that your website is just not performing like you thought it would because it's just so epic looking, and I bet it is, but like me, I was that person. I knew nothing, zero about websites other than just creating one and hoping people look at it. So this information you gave us tonight just blew my mind about how so much more that I have to, worry about to make sure people are actually wanting to go to my website and then staying there, because that's the whole point of it, right? For them to not just
Absolutely.
go there, but to stay there for a while, looking at everything and
Yep.
getting educated on what your business is all about to hopefully turn into a client or, a sale, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we have a few minutes left, and I know you said you wanted some time towards the end to announce something. Special
I
announcement, ladies and gentlemen.
I
Attention.
I do. And actually, what you just mentioned, actually, what you've been mentioning all along has been fantastic. It's a great lead up to what's about to happen for you.
Ooh, okay.
So, Rock Your Month. I'll go back to that. So, Rock Your
Yes.
Month was our first, CourseVector's first ever. So, again, this goes back to the type of business that we run, is we try to give back to the community as much as possible. So, we started the Better Communities Award for those small businesses who give back to other small businesses. Rock Your Month was our, not small businesses, but even local communities
Just
as
the
well.
community. Yeah.
Absolutely. Rock Your Month was our first inaugural winner of that award and grant that came along with it. So we actually developed her website completely free of charge with a grant that we provided her because of the great work that she's doing. So
Amazing
Tiffany,
work, people. Check out the episode. I'm telling you. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
So Tiffany,
Uh-oh.
I have something for you, and that is you are going to be our second award winner for our Better Communities Award, which comes with a $5,000 grant toward building your website because of all the great work that you do with helping small businesses out. So I got this here for you.
Oh my gosh. What?
So in a few months, everybody who's watching, you're going to be able to check out Tiffany's brand new website.
Oh my gosh. This is crazy.
So, and we're going to help
Wow.
you with all those things that we just talked about and getting you there to help you help other small businesses even more.
Oh, wow. Ooh. I know we talked about this. I just didn't expect it to happen or be considered for it so soon. Because I know you mentioned you weren't sure when the next one would happen, what have you, and oh gosh.
With this live show, I was like, I gotta do it live to Tiffany. So
What?
I've been like so
off
excited
guard.
about it so much as of late. I've been telling everybody. I know Christy is watching right now because I told her about it and she was super pumped too. So yeah, we're extremely excited to be able to help you out with this and get your website to. I know you're on a platform that might be a little bit limiting right now, so I know that we are definitely excited to get you to where you can be to start, streaming live directly to your website and the whole shebang.
This is amazing because, look, here's Christy.
we were messaging each other today, like, we're gonna ruin it.
Christy, you knew and you didn't tell me. Oh my gosh.
Thank you for keeping the secret, Christy.
We're gonna be on screen together. Oh my gosh. I'm just so grateful. Thank you. Because
absolutely,
as much as it's going to benefit the show and in turn me and whatnot, it's always been about the businesses. And the more that the website gets access, the more it draws people to the shows, to the episodes and whatnot. That just means these businesses get the reach that I've always wanted that for them. So this is amazing. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Really.
And we'll connect after this and go over, how we can get started and everything. So.
All right. So I have another episode after this.
Well, good luck with that one.
So no pressure. No. Thank you so much. Honestly, Josh, I really appreciate it. I cannot wait to see, what I can be doing even better with the website with your guys' help to, benefit the show and these small businesses, 80 some odd businesses that I've had the pleasure of
absolutely.
Mm-hmm. I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you so much.
Gosh, absolutely.
So exciting. Yeah. Gosh. Okay. So for those of you who don't know or just catching us, Josh here just awarded me a scholarship of sorts to help get my website on like peak level of optimization. And I'm just baffled right now. I'm just so thankful. Thank you.
Well, really, what you've been doing has been absolutely phenomenal through COVID. And it's, like I said, we try to help people help others. It's that whole, with the old proverb of you can teach a man to fish. So, that's what we try to do is we'd rather do that and help others,
So I now have to keep you guys informed as to when my new website's going to come out. So I will definitely do that so that when it launches, you all can be among the first to see it. Oh, I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Josh. Oh,
absolutely, Tiffany.
Goodness, as always, I've got to end the show with my little spiel that I give everybody. I've got to get ready for my next episode. So I will leave you all with your reminder to support your community by putting it first. We do that by doing two things, everyone. We shop small and we support local businesses. Have a good night, everyone.